No matter who you are, you will have haters. John 15 verse 18 says, if the world hates you, know that it hated Jesus first. So if you have haters, know that God is greater than your haters. Lately you've been feeling the weight of your haters coming at you with their envy and their hate, scheming against you, throwing mud on your name. But God's gonna work it out despite their lies and game. God is greater, so much greater than your haters. God is greater, don't give up, it'll pay off later. God is greater, through the pain you're a giant slayer. Be careful around friends and family who trivialize your success while magnifying your flaws and mistakes. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share if you find value here. Our goal is to get this channel to 100,000 subscribers. I know with your help we can do that. There's so much negativity. Let's promote something that's positive. So one of the things that can be frustrated when you are trying to do positive things in your life, you're making positive changes, is to come around somebody who snares at your success. And not only do they snare at your success, look down at your success, but they actually want to magnify your mistakes and your flaws. This happens to a lot of folks. And if you are not mindful, it's easy to allow somebody with the intent on raining on your parade to ruin your day. But you got to have the mindset that no matter what they say, they don't have the power to ruin your day. Why? Because their opinion doesn't carry any weight. Their opinion holds no weight concerning the gifts that God put inside of you, concerning the moves that you're making towards your success, the goals that you're reaching for, and the dreams that you are making come true by way of the work that you're putting in. And so you're reaching for your accomplishments. And there will be people around you who treat you like you just killed their cat. And you are like, huh? I do not understand why I'm getting such nasty treatment from you and I did nothing to you. So let's talk about that. And I want to give you some scriptures, of course. So let's look at some reasons why this happens, right? So we know that a part of it is envy, but I want to go a little deeper than just saying, oh, they're haters, they're envious. Let's go deeper so that we really have some understanding of why this happens. So number one of the reasons why you will find that, right, is some people have very fixed expectations of what they think success should look like. And when you don't fit within the mold of what they believe success should look like, they are resentful of your presence and they are resentful of your success. And so a person who always needs to be the shiniest object in the room, a person who needs to always feel like they are the most important person when a conversation is happening, and you disrupt that, not even intentionally, just your presence disrupts that, and you have some knowledge in a particular area and people are deferring to you, asking you questions, and now this person feels less important in your presence. You're not trying to make them feel less important. You're just doing you. You're just minding your business, answering questions, talking, doing what you do. And because that person was always seen as the go-to person, and now folks are starting to come to you too, it threatens their expectation of what success looks like. So this could be the person who feels like they have dotted all of their I's, crossed every T, and they deserve success. And maybe you found a way to do what took them 10 years to do or 20 years to do in half the time. And they resent the fact that they put in 10 or 20 years and it took you 2 to 5 years. You're not throwing it in their face. You are simply living your life, but the fruits of your labor are evident. You can see them, right? You can see what it is you're doing. So if you are good at what you do at your job and people are coming to you, you can see that by your performance in the workplace. And what will happen is they will feel like, well, I put in the work and you put in the work also, right? But perhaps you found a way to expedite the process. Perhaps you found a way to cut your learning curve. And so because you found a way to cut your learning curve, you found a way to expedite the process, the learning process. Maybe you just picked up things quicker. Maybe you invested in a coach and you were able to learn from their mistakes and learn from their insight rather than having to go through the experiences personally. So that shortened the learning curve for you. You will have individuals who feel that that is not fair. So do know that. So we know it still stems from envy, but I want to give you the specifics so that we understand the dynamics of why this is happening. And then I'm going to give you a scripture. 2, they feel inadequate. So when you shift a dynamic with an individual and you are now above where they are, they're never going to tell you this. They start questioning their own skills and their own ability because somehow they feel like they have failed, right? And most people will not say this openly. So by magnifying your mistakes, it is a way of putting you in your place, knocking you down to size, cutting you down to size, and letting you know you are not all that in a bag of chips with a soda on the side. Do not get it twisted. You're not better than me. And you're not walking around thinking that you're better than them. But it could be that you have changed the benchmark in a particular way. And you find this a lot. So you could have a situation where you have a friendship circle and there was one particular friend who was the wealthiest among you. They had the best paying job, so to speak. And now you got a promotion or you have taken some classes or you're in a totally new field. And you are in a better financial situation and you are not even bragging about your money, right? But you have made some purchases that make it obvious that you were in a different income bracket. And your friends can see that by the car you drive, by the things that you can afford. And the person who always felt like they were better than you, and this is the thing that I think people do not talk about. They felt that they were better than you because they made more money than you. And we know that money doesn't make anybody better. Prestige doesn't make anyone better than anyone. No one's better than anyone. But there are people that are of that mindset, right? You can't control how somebody else thinks. And so for the person who was of the mindset that they were better than you because they had a few more dollars than you, and now you are in a different income bracket that allows you to do more than they do, they may start to feel inadequate because the dynamics have shifted. Or maybe they were the one who had a particular degree, and now you have surpassed them in education. And they cannot honor your success. You know, they can't congratulate you. Rather than saying, wow, I am so proud of you for getting your master's. I am so proud of you for getting your PhD. I am so proud of you. Congratulations. Congratulations on your law degree. You doing your thing. Congratulations. So now I know who I need to call if ever, you know, I need some legal help. So rather than kind of just rejoicing with you, being in your moment, celebrating, giving you your flowers, so to speak, they're like, well, anyone can get a law degree. Or it's about time you got your law degree. Didn't it take you about 3 times to pass the bar? And you having a good time. Y'all are at dinner, you and your friendship circle or your family, and you're celebrating the fact that you got your law degree. And they want to say, didn't it take you about 3 times to pass the bar? Why is that necessary to say at a celebratory moment? Because they hating. So they want to magnify the fact that it took you 3 times, but they don't want to magnify the fact that you are now an attorney. So know that when
the dynamics shift. And I don't want you to be surprised, because these are the things about success that people do not talk about. Whether it is success financially, whether it is success in terms of health and fitness, whatever area it is. It could be success in your marriage. Maybe you were the person that was going through all kind of marriage troubles, and now you and your partner are in a good place. And your sister always thought that she had the best marriage, and she looked down on you like you couldn't get it together. And now your marriage is thriving. And she wants to constantly remind you of the difficult seasons of your marriage, as if her marriage is perfect. So we see this in any facet. It can be weight loss. So let's say you shed a whole person. Let's say you lost 75 pounds and you look totally different. You were sculpted. And you have a friend or family member who cannot handle the new version of you. And not only do they constantly remind you of the former size you used to be, they carry around pictures. And anytime somebody gives you a compliment or somebody shows any type of interest in you when all of you were together, they're quick to show them pictures to the person who's showing interest in you, as if that person is speaking to the old version of you. It's a haterism tactic. But it's coming from the fact that they are now triggered. Their envy is triggered. And they somehow feel like this is not fair. And they feel inadequate. These are the things that people don't talk about. And if you are not prepared for these situations, you are going to find yourself feeling sourly disappointed and constantly frustrated, as opposed to prepared for it. Oh, we talked about this in Cassandra Mack's videos. We talked about this at a deeper level in our wellness club. So I'm thoroughly prepared for the fact that these things may happen, so that I am not dumbfounded, thrown for a loop, and distracted by the things that are coming to steal, kill, and destroy what I'm trying to build. I can keep on running my race with grace and not give the negativity a whole lot of my emotional energy, because I'm psychologically and spiritually prepared that this is going to happen. 3, there's a lot of pain in their past. So that's another reason. So this can be the individual who has reached for their dream, and no fault of their own, it just didn't work out for them. This could be the person who feels like life constantly knocks them down, and they see that you are on the come up, and they resent you, even though they know you worked hard too. Right? They seen the grind. Y'all were grinding together. They seen the grind. But the difference is you achieved it and they didn't. This is something people don't talk about. And in our wellness club, we're going to dive deep into this, but I'm going to touch on it briefly here. So when you've both put in the work, but for whatever reason, you reach the goal, their sense of fairness can make them resentful, right? So think about runners running a race. Only one person wins, right? Crosses the finish line first, but you are all working hard. You are all putting in the work. And a person who has a positive attitude, no matter who wins, you're going to congratulate that person. Even though you wanted it for yourself, you will still congratulate that person who's won. And you will look at, how do I up my game in other things? How do I celebrate my success? Even though I came in second place, you know what? I still did good. I still did good. That's way better than I thought I would have did. That's an accomplishment. And so when you can see the progress in you, it becomes easier to celebrate the success in somebody else, because you don't see yourself as a failure. Like, I didn't fail because I came in second place. I'm not a failure. That's my success. And her coming in or him coming in first place, that's their success. And all this can do is show me how to prepare even better for the next race. But there are a lot of people that don't think like that. There are a lot of people that don't have that mindset that what's for me is for me. What's for that person is for that person. And God has other things for me. And there are other areas in my life where I am growing. It might be spiritually, it might be mentally, it might be emotionally. But when you're not in a place to be able to recognize that within yourself and celebrate the good in you, it's going to be hard to celebrate the success of everybody else. And the Bible tells us, rejoice with those who rejoice, mourn with those who mourn. But it's a lot of people that'll mourn with you, but they can't rejoice with you. And so that resentment that you're feeling from them comes because their sense of fair play makes them sad and angry. They feel trapped. But sometimes this is where gifts come in, right? Because two people can work equally hard at something, but that does not mean they have the same gifting at something. And this is where you got to know that your specific gifts are going to make room for you. You can have two singers who were singing since they were 5 years old, but that does not mean that their voice sounds the same, right? So there are lots of singers, but everybody doesn't sound like the late Whitney Houston. That's a gift. Everybody doesn't sound like Barbara Streisand or Celine Dion. That's a gift. And so there are some people that can sing their heart out, but they ain't never going to sound like Whitney, Celine Dion, or Barbara Streisand. Because that's a gift. Even though they're putting in the work, they're taking vocal lessons. And so it doesn't mean that their gifts aren't awesome. It doesn't mean that their gifts don't make room for them. Their gifts will put them in a different room. Our gifts make room for us. My gifts make room for me. Your gifts make room for you. And so when we're really able to understand that, it allows us to be content in all things. That's the key to happiness. Being content in all things. So these are just some of the reasons why it's important to really begin to pay attention to friends and family who trivialize your success while maximizing and magnifying your failures. Another reason people do this is they're angry at themselves. It has nothing to do with you. They're angry at themselves because they're not where they want to be. And every time they see you, you are a reminder of missed opportunities. You are a reminder of the work they did not put in for those who didn't put in the work to get where you are. You were willing to make sacrifices that they weren't willing to make. I mean, that's the bottom and top line. You were willing to make sacrifices that they were not willing to make. Think about two people that go to college. One goes for pre-med and the other one is also going for pre-med. And one is not going to the parties. They're just applying themselves. And the other one is going to every party, hanging out till 3 in the morning. You're going to have different results. Even though the goal is the same, the results are going to be different because of the amount of work that you're putting in. And so a lot of times they're angry at themselves, but they're taking it out on you because they're not ready and willing to face themselves and be accountable for their choices. This is one thing that drives me nuts, is that when a person makes bad choices and they're mad at you for their bad choices. A person makes bad choices, but they're mad at you for their bad choices. But in reality, they're not really mad at you. They're taking it out on you. They're mad at themselves. But the beauty of this life is that as long as you are alive and breathing, you can choose life today. You can make different choices, even if you do it later in life. So you might have someone that has their success in their 20s, and you may have your success in your 40s, 50s, and 60s because you've made different choices and you're playing catch up. That's okay. Ain't no shame in that. What's for you is for you, whether it happens for you in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, or 60s, or 70s. So do know that there's not ever a good reason to resent someone else for putting in the work at the timetable they did. Sometimes our life circumstances just don't allow us to. Maybe you were a teen mom or a teen dad, and you had to work and go to school, so you didn't have the flexibility of time to do what that other person does. But now, maybe it's 20 years later, your children are young adults and you are able to go back to school to get the certifications. It's never too late. If you're alive and breathing, it's never too late. So you can decide to turn over a new leaf. God is always doing a new thing. The Bible says, behold, I do a new thing. Shall you not perceive it? So the issue is not that God is not doing a new thing. God is doing a new thing. The issue is in our perception, right? Shall you not perceive it? So are you perceiving the fact that you're alive means already God has done a new thing. He gave you a new day. If you're alive, the new thing has been done today. And I'm assuming there's no dead people listening to this video. So if you are alive, God has done a new thing. That's it. The new thing is done. What you going to do with this new day? What you going to do with this new opportunity? What you going to do? You got a new day. You got a new opportunity. You got a new chance. You can reinvent yourself at the snap of a finger by changing your mind. That's how your life is transformed. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. When you renew your mind and say, you know what? I'm going to go after my goals with everything I got. I'm going to go after my dreams with everything I got. It may look a little different from how Sally did it, how Bob did it, how Raheem did it, how Julio did it, how Moisha did it. But you know what? I'm going to do what I came to do. Do you? And then the last reason why friends and family may magnify your mistakes while minimizing your success is that you are rewriting what they consider to be the rules of success. So the rules of success might be in their mind. You go to college. After college, you get a good job. You do this, you do this, you do that. Maybe you didn't decide to go to college. Maybe you decided right after high school to start a business. And that's your path. But because in their mind, if they believe that the only route to success is going to college, getting a good paying job, and that's the only route to success, when your route to success was entrepreneurship, it destroys their rules. Now, they're a success in their own right. But if they can't see that for themselves, how can you make them see that for themselves? And so these are some of the reasons. We know it stems from the feelings of envy, right? But these are some of the more specific, nuanced things stemming from envy that you will see. And so there's a secret. And Paul gives us this secret. The Apostle Paul gives us this secret. And this secret will help us to focus on our focus. And it comes from Philippians chapter 4, verses 11 through 13. And I'm going to read you two different versions. The New King James Version first. Philippians chapter 4, verses 11 through 13, the New King James Version. We're going to start there. Not that I speak in regard to need, for I have learned in whatever state I am to be content. I know how to be abased, and I know how to be abound. Everywhere and in all things I have learned both to be full and to be hungry, both to be abound and to suffer need. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That's the New King James Version. Now, I'm going to read you the New Living Translation, the NLT. Same verses. Not that I was ever in need, for I have learned how to be content with whatever I have. I know how to live on almost nothing or with everything. I have learned the secret, my God, of living in every situation, whether it is with a full stomach or empty, with plenty or little, for I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. So there's a secret to success. There's a secret to happiness, and that secret is to be content in all things. Now, being content in all things does not mean you don't aspire for more. But it means that you are grateful for what you have. So you are grateful that you have some sort of transportation while saving up for a car. You are grateful for your Metro card. Maybe you take public transportation. You're in New York City, you use a Metro card. You're grateful for your Metro card because it gets you to and from where you got to go, but you're saving money for a car. So you have aspirations, but you've learned the secret. You don't complain every day, letting yourself become resentful because you taking the bus and train. You just know you got to go. And I'm using that example. You can substitute something else. Don't get hung up on the specific example. So that's the secret. And so a lot of people haven't really learned the secret. They didn't learn the secret sauce. They ain't got the secret sauce. Put secret sauce in the comments. They ain't got the secret sauce. They didn't learn the secret. See, when you learn the secret, which is being content in all things, knowing how to survive no matter what, you so focused on your goals and where you're trying to get your growth, you ain't got time to hate on nobody else. You literally don't even, if you wanted to hate, you couldn't, because you ain't got time. You're too busy. It's like a runner running a race. You are so focused on crossing that finish line, nothing else matters. And so, this is what I'm saying. Don't let people rain on your parade when they minimize your successes and they magnify your flaws or what they believe to be your failures. Don't get hung up on that. Don't take that to heart. And especially don't let nobody bring your mood down, because they don't get to control the flow of your success. This is why they go so hard to bring you down, because they know they have no power. They don't have the power to open and close doors, because whatever door God opens, no man can shut. And whatever door God shuts, no man can close. They don't have the power to control your destiny. They're just speaking words. And we know that with our words we speak life or we speak death. And we know that they might be speaking words of death, but you could choose not to receive it. Return the sender, baby. I don't even receive what you're saying, so them words ain't going to kill me, because I speak life. I speak life to my success. I speak life to my blessings. I speak life to every generation that comes from my womb. I speak life. So if you speak in death, baby, that's return to sender. I don't even hear you. Even when I hear you, I don't hear you, because I'm not focused on you. So know that they ain't got the secret sauce. You got the secret sauce. The secret, according to Philippians 4:11, 12, and 13, is being content in all things. And from that, you learn that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, who strengthens you. And we usually only say that verse without the prior verses. We say, I can do everything. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, who gives me strength. But we forget the verses that come before that. Not that I was ever in need. I'm going to be good no matter what. Even when it look like I ain't good, I'm going to be good. Because I serve a mighty God. For I've learned how to be content with whatever I have. That don't mean I don't aspire for more. It doesn't mean I don't have goals. It doesn't mean I'm not striving and reaching and working towards my goals. But while I'm doing that, I'm going to still have joy and peace. I can't let nobody take my joy. I need my joy, because that's strength. The joy of the Lord is our strength. So I need that inner strength to keep on keeping on, to persevere, to have tenacity, to be persistent. So no matter what you throw at me, I'm going to be all right. Not all right. No, I didn't say all right. ALLRIGHT. I said I. We took out the L's. So, you got the secret. Whether life is up or down, I'm going to keep my mind right. Whether life is up or down, I'm going to hold on to God's unchanging hand. Whether life is up or down, I'm going to have faith. Whether life is up or down, I'm going to tap into that peace of God that surpasses all understanding. So that's the secret sauce. As believers, we got the secret sauce. But you got believers that don't believe. How are you going to be a believer and not believe? And so as believers, we got the secret sauce. So with that being said, keep your head up. Learn to ignore a lot of the haters. And if you don't know how to become hater-proof, pick up my book, Rise Above the Haters. That is a journal that will help you cultivate and activate. You hear me? Activate. That will help you cultivate and activate your hater-proof skills. So with that being said, I want to tell you about today's sponsor. I want to say thank you to BetterHelp, which is the sponsor for today's video. Thank you. And BetterHelp provides therapy online. So if you just need to be able to unpack some things that you're dealing with mentally, maybe it is getting to you that you have a friend or a family member who is constantly raining on your parade and you would like to talk to a therapist about it, you can check out BetterHelp. And what's so awesome about BetterHelp is they have lots of therapists that specialize in many different things. And if for any reason the first therapist is not a match for you, they make it easy for you to switch to another therapist that will be a better fit for you. So I have a link for you that will afford you a discount for anyone who is interested. You can use this link. The link will also be in the video description box. So the link is betterhelp.com/Cassandra. That's BetterHelp, spelled HELP.com/Cassandra. And again, the link is also in the video description box. So you can just simply click on that link and you can find out more about BetterHelp once you click on that link. And again, thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. So with that being said, keep your head up. Don't let anyone rain on your parade. And last but not least, I have an event coming up for women. It's happening on Saturday, October 12th, 2024. And it is the Fix Your Crown Sis live in-person workshop. So this is not live Zoom. We actually get to see each other in New York City. And if you are a woman who is about your growth, your goals, who is about moving forward in the things of God, and you want to connect with other iron sharpener women, this is an event you don't want to miss. So many things can knock down our crown, the issues of life, haters, so many things that we want to take this opportunity to be poured into, to be encouraged, to move forward in our goals and our dreams. And I have an amazing day planned for you. I would not wait to get my tickets if I were you. This is going to be an intimate event. It's not going to be hundreds of women because we really want to have an opportunity to make real, meaningful connections. And it's hard to do that when there's hundreds of people. So this will be a relatively intimate event. So with that being said, the link to that event is also in the video description box. Have an amazing day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. And again, we have a goal of 100,000 subscribers. I know we can do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Have a great day, everybody. Take care.
First Thessalonians 5 verse 5 in the Bible says, "For you are all children of light, children of the day. We are not of the night or of the darkness. In a world filled with darkness, let's choose to be the light." It's your time to shine. Why don't you celebrate your life? Don't let no one kill your vibe. You got greatness deep inside. Let's be the light that this world needs, spreading compassion like a sweet symphony. This is spiritual war, so don't fumble the fight. In a world filled with darkness, we can be a bright light. City to mine, across each and every nation, we can be a source of hope throughout every generation. There's a power far above, guiding every step that we take, showing us the way to live righteous for His name's sake. Let's be the light that this world needs, spreading compassion like a sweet symphony. This is spiritual war, so don't fumble the fight. In a world filled with darkness, we can be a bright light.